Here's how people lose money with virtual assistants. How do I know? Well, I coach a lot of students, and two, I made the same mistake. So let me share some of the mistakes that I made when I first starting VAs back in 1999, 1997. Okay. So the very first thing is that when I hired a VA, I didn't have a filtering system. So when I interview 5 or 10 VAs, I would just hire someone and I would shoot for the best, and maybe they work for a month and then they would quit, and I would lose money. I would lose all this time by training them. I'd be like, damn. Then I would do it again. Maybe the other guy worked for a week or two and then he quit, or maybe he worked for 2 months and he quit. And I was constantly going through this cycle. And I was like, man, this is not cool, right? And this is where I came up with my filtering system, because I realized that if I don't have a filtering system, and I'm not talking about like just talking to them and asking some few questions, because that's not a filtering system. I have now a filtering system where I have these VAs jump through multiple hoops to show me their motivation. And guess what? The people that usually quit in 1 month or 1 week or 2 weeks or 2 months are now willing to jump through all these hoops, right? And so this is why I create myself a filtering system, which you can download in my VA course at va.myrealestatedojo.com. Okay. And you can get it right now for just $119 versus $1,500. Two mistake that I made is that I didn't have specific job tasks for them to do, right? So when I hired these VAs, I had like 1 or 2 ideas what I want them to do, but like they would get done with that. They were working for me for 8 hours a day for $120 a month. Okay. Now, but let's say it was an 8 hour day. After 4 hours, they get finished with those job tasks, and the other 4 hours, they're like, "Hey, Mike, what should I do?" And I didn't have an idea what for them to do, and they were kind of like bugging me too, because I had my own work to do, right? And so I realized that I need to have a clear job task. Okay, here's what you got to do today. Here's what you got to do next day. Here's what you got to do, and make sure those jobs will include the time that you know in the work period that I required them. So I had to like know what the jobs were, and I need to do it myself, right? And this is why it's very important to download my VA course, because I have specific job tasks that you can duplicate or clone or just basically copy, right? Um, for my VA, so you can see. Okay, not only do I have specific job tasks, I even have pay structures, bonus structures, etc. And you can get it right now at va.myrealestatedojo.com. Another big mistake that I made is that I would hire like whoever was the smoothest talker, right? If I talked to this VA and they were smooth talkers, then yeah, man, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good dude. And usually they were not the best candidate, okay? Because I I lost a lot of money training people for them to know how to do my procedures, or know how to do the cold calling, or know how to take incoming calls for my rental properties, etc. And they would quit, right? They would quit, and that's the biggest loss. Whenever they quit, you lose all that money that you had to pay them in work, and you lose all the time you had to put into them. Okay, so I then created systems to eliminate that, like the training and and this is why when you download my VA course right now for only $119 at va.myrealestatedojo.com, you get my systems, which is the most important thing. Not only do you get my job task, which is a part of a system, but you get the whole system, like the contracts, uh, the hiring process, the bonus process, the pay process, the job task process, the monitoring process, the phone systems, what phone to use, etc. All that good stuff, right? So, anyways, I made a lot of mistakes with VAs, and after many, 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 many moons around Earth, I realized that hey, I need to have better system filtering these people. I need to have better system creating job tasks for them. I need to have better system of paying them. I need to have better system of recruiting them. I need to have better ads, and that's why I came up with this VA book, because I created it for myself, so I could always go back and look at it. So because I can't keep everything in my brain, as I do so many different things, and that's why I write myself manuals. And so this is what you're getting, a manual that is something that I use my own business, all my three businesses, my brokerage firm, my real estate, I buy houses, my moving company that I own for 14 years. So all that. And you get to see everything and the paperwork, all the paperwork. I don't hold anything back. It's a 7 hour course, like a full day training with all the paperwork included, and from the ads to find the VAs to the contracts to so many different things that I can't remember all of it here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just be honest with you. Uh, so go to va.myrealestatedojo.com. You can download it and not make all the mistakes that I have made. You can download my brain of 25 years of entrepreneurship, never had a job. Never had a job. You know, I always worked for myself. And I created VAs because you can make so much profits with so little overhead. Like, for example, paying a VA $120 a month for them to work 8 hours a day for you. 8 hours a day. Imagine cloning yourself, and you can have 3 clones of yourself, and they're doing all the work that you need to be do, but you don't have the time to do, or it's not worth your time to do because you maybe have a job, or you have a career, or you have a successful business, but you know the real estate market is crashing, and this is a great time to be a real estate investor. Okay, not financial advice, just my opinion. Maybe you're thinking the same thing as my opinion. Okay, so if that's the case, then VA is perfect for you. If you're a full-time investor or wholesaler or fix and flipper or landlord or Airbnb, then you know that having someone taking care of those messages for you or helping you get deals is so crucial if you could just clone yourself. So go ahead and do yourself a favor. Get this course while supplies last. It's only $119. There's a link below, or go to va.myrealestatedojo.com and get it now. Peace.